Hello everyone, Brian Johnson with thestockmatter.com. Quick market wrap up. Gap down in the markets today. They run back up and they either partial gap fill or do gap fill and then turn around and run the other direction to end the day. Making for what? A very nice, clean looking bull flag type pattern. So still have to be more on the short-term bearish, longer-term bullish. That's really what the charts are telling me. I was looking at that, noticing that this weekend, and thought that a lot of the 60-minute charts looked like we were ready to pull back. We got a lot of it today. Apparently, based on the debt ceiling news, they're going to work something out. I don't know why they make such a big deal out of it. I'm more of a believer, actually, I guess, in the markets make the news as opposed to the news makes the market. So maybe once they get it figured out, apparently that'll be bullish for the markets, and we'll see them scream upwards. Who knows? Anyone's guess. But as it is right now, the charts are 60-minute charts bullish. This is a bull flag. So we're going to have to penetrate, get below a lot of these levels. If you can get this thing back below about 12,550 tomorrow, I like it back into the 12,475, and then below that, we've got a little ways to run. We could run back to the 12,400, 12,350 area. Would tell you to be cautious. Right now, about every 50 points, you need to be on guard, moving stops, and taking profits. So, back below 12,550, if you can get it down into the 12,475 mark, don't you dare let yourself lose money on the trade. Should look very nice. Then, of course, everybody will be talking about the little head and shoulders that could be forming right here, with the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. Target on that is actually down in this area a little bit, so we could see a little bit more of a run. How quickly, though, will be the question. Will it be nice, controlled, and patterned over the next few days, or will it be fast and furious? A lot of the bears, of course, will be looking for that very fast and furious move, especially if this is some sort of a new wave 3 down. But only time will tell. If we wander our way downwards over the next even day or two, we could see another couple days of this. I'm still not mega bearish at that point. As of today, we saw the move up, we saw the move back here, we saw the move up, we've seen the move back here. We did not get the up, sideways, up motion we had been seeing in the past. So, interesting to note. Can look at that as a potential inverse head and shoulders. We can also look at that as a potential double top. So there's potentials, everything all over the place. Do you want me to make a bear case? I'll build it. If you want me to see make you a bull case, I can build you that too. Either side, pretty strong, but overall, I still have to give the advantage ever so slightly to the bulls up in this case. Once again, see what the pullback goes back to. You will be watching the 12,500 mark. See that there? That'll be the 20-day as well. Mark that on your charts as well for a small area of support. I shouldn't say small area, for a bigger area of support in your trading tomorrow. The NASDAQ, you can see the nice little channel it made. New highs, gaps down today, and what does it do? Well, I don't know. Let's just make new highs. What the heck? Very, very strong in through here. Netflix reported after market, 14 cents up. Projections and everything, then it got butt slapped. I'm looking at what was Baidu. Baidu did very well. So the NASDAQ overall, just flat. So tomorrow morning, we'll see where it ends up, but looking very nice in this nice little channel. I am not a big go short guy of the NASDAQ. However, if you prefer to play the Qs, it is below 2410. I like that for a short area, especially below 2400. I like that. Could revisit some of these lower areas. And back above 2440 for your long potential. This right now on a daily looks still bullish as it tried to reach new highs. Push back a little bit, but any further pressure to the upside should be enough to smash through that area and take you onwards and upwards, leading to that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type of a look that we are not getting from a lot of the other indices. Weekly as well, we're one day into it, won't talk a whole lot about it, but I will give the bears a week to pull this thing back down. Give them a shot, make sure they can, hold it above here. But if the bulls can't do it and the bears can get it back down below here, it's still anybody's game. I went the wrong way. Let's go this direction. SPX 60-minute looking the same way. Now we had the Dow looking very much back. We had the NASDAQ looking very much up. We have the SPX looking very much sideways. Looks like it could be in for a little bit more of a drop below 1335. Tomorrow we'll be watching 1330, 1327 for your next lower area of support if you're looking for a day trade. 1325 then, so between 1325 and 1330 would be a nice strong area of support on a break of 1335. Back below that then, 1317 to 1315 is your next lower area. Back above 1350 to 1356, guys, is kind of my no-fly zone. I'd be very cautious in that. There is a lot of overhead resistance sitting up in that area. So if by chance we pounce tomorrow to the upside, feel free to take your longs above the 1345, 1346 area, but you just better be inching that stop up and under it as it runs further into these overhead areas. From a daily, you can see it is not doing what the NASDAQ did. It is not making new highs up here. So, still some work to do, but a very nice looking pullback as it is. As I said, over the next 2 days, you might see this thing pull back into this 1310 to 1320 area. If that's what you see, it is still more bullish than it is bearish. We could also be working on I talked about this, symmetrical triangle in this area. We're very, very close to making that kind of a pretty looking formation. That would still make a very nice 1, 2, 3 triangle 4, even as deep as this is, and this is probably breaking Elliott wave rules and stuff, but I'm a rule breaker, I don't care. So it could be a nice little triangle here, symmetrical triangle, and with a potential yet then for more bullish action. Really, point being is, we get back above about 1350, I think it's probably going to happen. I'd be watching for that very closely then at that point. And following what the NASDAQ has been doing the last couple days and last week. VIX was back up today, huge, at that 10% level. So this is the one kind of factor in this whole thing. The markets really didn't go anywhere, right? They weren't down that far. And the VIX is up almost 11%. That's curious. So as you can see, it kind of situate itself in and above that $19 area. Of course, that makes me a little bit more bearish on things, at least in the short term for sure. As I said, I am still a little bit more short-term bearish and longer-term bullish, but as we sit on the weekly, we'll look at that kind of later on, but still above that 19 area, you can see the violent moves we have had within the VIX, bouncing basically between this 15 and 22 range. Very, very tight range of action. FAS, same thing. Bounce, gap down, bounce. Looks like maybe it wants to make another move to the downside, and as yet still very well defined. So shouldn't say very well defined. It isn't the prettiest looking, but it still does look like a bull flag to me. So back below about 24 is your action to the downside. I don't think I'd be messing around with these moving averages in here on a short-term basis. From a daily, I really like this back above 26, and I do like this as well below 24. From the daily standpoint, FAZ would be back above all of these moving averages. I'd wait. I would. I know there's a lot of room between now and then, but I would wait carefully and cautiously. I'm not super aggressive in a lot of cases with my entries. So I would like that above the 47, and I would love that below the 43. Those are your areas in FAZ. As we kind of chop our way sideways, you can see the potential is still there for the inverse head and shoulders of the left shoulder, the head, and potentially now the right shoulder is forming. Anybody's call. Be looking closely for that to break up and over the 200-day moving average. That could be our first sign of strength in the FAZ, weakness in the financials, bringing the markets down with them. And I think that'll do it for today. And for those of you that have been following along with the trading room, I took a whopping 4 trades today in the ES, but they all went my way, and we ended up making the potential of $562.50 on one contract, just one contract. So it was actually a really good trading day today. This amounted to the potential to pull about 10 to 12 points out of the market if you guys understand the ES or the futures and how they work. Then that's pretty darn good for a day to get 10 points out of the markets. So not everybody, as I said, follows everything I do, so they get out a little bit early sometimes. Sometimes they get out a little bit later than I do and make more. Really all depends on the individual trading, but if you just kind of followed my instructions, I'm very, very explicit. I'm getting better every day at telling people exactly when I'm looking to get in and when I'm looking to get out. Try to make it as easy as I can for them. So hopefully you will have a chance to join up. Try it out. See what you think. If you've got a few days a week, a few hours a week, all week to give it a shot, it's definitely worth it. Give it a 2-3 days try out period. If you don't like it, I'll refund your money. Really, I'm here to help you. I'm not here to rip you off. So if you don't enjoy it after 3 days, I'm sorry I wasted your time, but I think it would be worth checking it out and seeing where it could go. I took a stock trade today, but only like one, and I'm still in it. So we'll talk more about that when I start closing some positions later on. After last week, I've still got some positions on as well, and those are still doing okay right now. Haven't been stopped out quite yet. All right, and we'll see you guys again probably Wednesday. Bye.